Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Amen.
For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders. And his name will be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. For unto us a child is born. Now we normally hear that around Christmas time when Handel's Messiah sung. We think about the little child Jesus. And this is just a child. But Isaiah, the prophet Isaiah, prophesies that his name, one of his names would be Prince of Peace. This child is called Prince of Peace, the one who brings peace to the world. Peace is not the exit of warfare. For the very cause of hostility is caused by human sin. And it is to be dealt with by this child, the Messiah. For all who know this child as their very own personal Savior, this peace has already begun, as stated in Romans 5:1. But more completely and finally, this peace will come in the days of those kings, and might add, our presidents. When the God of heaven will set up a kingdom that shall never be destroyed. His kingdom will never end. In today's gospel reading, Jesus asked the question, do you suppose that I came to give peace on earth? I tell you, not at all, but rather division. Now, in order to understand that verse and look at the content of what it really is saying, you have to go back to the context before. So if you check out the verses before that, then you will probably be able to understand that with the help of the Holy Spirit. Now, chapter 12 starts out when a multitude of people gather together, and Jesus then begins to speak to his disciples, and then to the crowd as well. He warns about the hypocrisy that the Pharisees were doing. You know, the Pharisees are the ones who actually knew the law. They knew what the prophet Isaiah said, and they probably knew it verbatim, word from word. So they knew the law, but they didn't want to accept it. They didn't want to accept Jesus as being the Son of God. So Jesus told the disciples to be on the lookout, not to be fearful. You know, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to die. Don't be afraid of those who can kill you. But you must fear God, who can not only kill you, but send your soul to spend eternity in hell. Now, after he finished talking about that, a man in the crowd shouted out. He said, "Teacher, tell my brother to divide the inheritance with me." Jesus asked the man, "Who made me judge or an arbitrator for you?" Then Jesus warned them about covetousness. Jesus began to tell them about the parable of the rich fool. Now that parable states that a man was very wealthy. You know, he had so much wealth, his fields had yielded so many crops, and he had so many crops that he decided that he would tear his barns down and build bigger barns so that he can store all his crops in there. You know, he was the guy that said, I will do this. I will tear down my barns. I will build a bigger barn. I will store all my crops. And so that I don't have to work. So he was only thinking about himself. He left God totally out of the equation. And then Jesus said, tonight, his soul would be required of him. Then Jesus went on to talk about true security, where true security can be found. Jesus told them, don't store your stuff up in barns where they can be destroyed, a rot or a moth can get them and destroy them. He told them to take their treasures and store them up in heaven. Store your treasures in heaven. And he also told them to be ready. Be ready. He said if the homeowner would have known that the thief was coming to his house, then he would have been at home. He wouldn't have got burglarized because he would have been ready. He would have been prepared. And then Peter asked the question, Lord, do you speak this parable only to us or to all people? Now, Peter was probably one of Jesus' favorite disciples. Peter probably got many outstanding membership awards from Jesus. But the one thing about Peter is that he always asked a question probably didn't nobody else want to answer. Didn't nobody else want to ask. You know, because a lot of times before we ask a question, I know for me, I think to myself, this might not be a good question. You know, like when you first start at school, your teachers might say, there's no such thing as a dumb question. Ask the question. No such thing as a dumb question. But Peter, he would ask those questions. So when Peter asked Jesus, do you speak this parable only to us or is it for everybody? You know, I can see Jesus not saying, here we go again, Peter. Here we go. But Jesus went on to tell the crowd a parable about the two stewards. Now that parable talked about the faithful steward and the unfaithful steward. So you have your faithful steward. The faithful steward, they're the teachers, they're the leaders. So what they do, they lead and guide and direct in a good, godly way. They do the will of God. And then you have the unfaithful servants, where they just want to do their own thing. They want to make it look good, like they doing, thus saith the Lord. And Jesus said that he will judge between them, and the unfaithful servant would be cast in hell. And then that brings me back to the gospel. So that led up to the gospel. And in the gospel, Jesus asked them, he said, do you suppose that I came to give peace on earth? I tell you, not at all, but rather division. You know, I don't know about you, but when Isaiah spoke, prophesied about the many names of Jesus, and he said, he will be called the Prince of Peace. That's the peace that I want. I want him to be the peace of Prince in my life. Do you agree with me? Yes. You know, and we can have that peace because in John 16:31, Jesus tells, he said, this is in red letters, Jesus said, in me you may have peace. In me you may have peace. And then Paul said in Romans 5, therefore, having been justified by faith, we have peace with God through our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Having been justified by faith. Faith is what gets us to that peace that Jesus really has to offer. It's only by faith. What is faith? Now, Hebrews tell us that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Now, we all have faith that tomorrow is going to come, especially if it's 11:59 p.m. We got 1 minute to go. We got faith that we're going to see tomorrow. I don't know what time it was when the rich fool decided that what he would do, how he would build his bigger barns. But I know that Jesus said that very night his soul would be required. So sometimes tomorrow may never come. But we have faith that tomorrow will come. You know, we all have to have faith in this life. We all have to have faith about something. You know, we have to have faith that we're going to get well when we're ill. You know, we have to have faith that we don't have to work all our lives, that we can someday retire. You know, we have to have faith. You know, you have faith when you know that you might not have the finances to get a new automobile, but you step out on a little faith, and lo and behold, you're driving off that lot. So you gotta have faith in this life. You gotta have faith. You know, one of our dear members, Rory, he's in an anti-racism group. You know, he stepped out on faith. Given the condition that our country is in and how it's so racially divided, that's a big step of faith. That's a big leap of faith. You know, so we all must take a step. I got a personal story about my faith. No, I ain't no big old faith. You know, it's some kind of small faith. But the Lord even spoke to me in this. You know, I've been working downtown Chicago for a little over 3 years now. So every morning before I go to work, you know, I look at the news and check the traffic and see which route I'm going to take. Because there's a lot of ways that I can get to work. Well, not a whole lot, about 3 different ways I can get downtown, you know, from my house. But I look at the traffic, and then I get in my car, turn on the radio, and I listen to the news station, the traffic channel, and then I switch from channel to channel to try to check and see what the build up at, where if an accident happened. You know, I did this for probably like about I did this for almost 3. As long as I've been working there, I've been doing that up until a couple of weeks ago. You know, I pulled out my cell phone and I asked Google. I said, Google, drive me to work. And Google said, your work is 1 hour and 8 minutes from your home. She's been saying this kind of constant for the last few days. You know, so I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to see. So I get in my car, I'm driving, and I'm going the route that I know about. So I'm driving the route that I know. And as I'm driving, And so as I'm driving to work, you know, I'm listening to the navigation, And so the navigation is steering me in the directions that I normally go. So I'm like, okay, this is cool, okay. And then it might tell me, okay, veer off and take Stony Island. I say, okay, well, normally I took Stony Island before, so I know where that's at. So I take Stony Island, and then one time they told me to turn down 79 going east. I'm like, oh, I ain't never did that before. So naturally, I want to keep going, because I know where this road leads. But if I turn down 79, I don't know where I'm going to go. But I stepped out on faith. I turned down 79. And I got to work 3 minutes before it was reported that I would get to work. So I stepped out on faith. I stepped out on a little faith. And not only that, when I turn that navigation on, I have my Bluetooth on, and I don't even have my radio on. So during the time when the lady not telling me where to turn at, I got a little quiet time. So I'm thinking, and then when I get in the car to come home, drive me home, take me home, and I go different routes. I be like, dang, I go different routes, but I make it home 3 minutes earlier than what she said. That's it. And not only that, the navigation tells me, welcome home. The navigation welcomed me to my destination. That's faith. See the thing about this peace that Jesus was talking about, the only way that we can get the peace that Jesus has to offer is through faith. Through faith in God. In our second reading, we talked about the faith of those that were in the Old Testament. And it says, the second reading on page 7, it says, by faith, the people passed through the Red Sea as if they were on dry land. But when the Egyptians attempted to do so, they were drowned. By faith, the walls of Jericho fell after they had been encircled for 7 days. By faith, Rahab, the prostitute, did not perish with those who were disobedient because she had received the spies in peace. Peace. That peace that Christ talks about, that he didn't come to bring, but also tell you that it's only through him that you can receive it, can be yours, only through faith. Even the people of the Old Testament, they didn't have Jesus, but they did have faith. And we too should have faith, even much more, because we have the risen Christ. So my beloved, please, be faithful. Be faithful in your praying. Know that God answers prayers. Yes. He really does. He answered mine. Because I had to pray to get up here. Once Trilby asked me to do it, I had to pray. I couldn't do it on my own accord. This is God's house. And I want to deliver word to God's people. And God wants his people to have peace. He wants his people to have joy. And he definitely wants his people to have faith. So I tell you this morning, let the peace of the Lord be always with you. Let the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, my Lord, my strength, and my Redeemer. Amen.